Good evening, everyone. This is the latest live video that we have tried to do. So please let me know, you know, what time of day works best for you. We're kind of doing a little bit of our own market research to find out good time frames for inventors. And I know there's a lot of inventors who stay up really late working on their projects. So by all means, we want to reach you when it's most convenient and can do you the most good. So the topic for today is design work. And, we've talked about, prototypes at length. And I always tell people do as much research as you can and then build your own version of a prototype. Duct tape and cardboard, Legos works well. I've seen some good ones out of Play-Doh, whatever you can find. I get some inventors who will go and buy some cheap things off a store shelf, take it apart and put together their own version of a prototype. And that's great. And at that point, then you get a search done. And then you get your patentability opinion. And that next big prototype now is what we often refer to as a sexy prototype. Frequently, you need someone with some design experience. And then maybe rapid prototyping is the most cost-effective way to get that sexy prototype out there. Gives you proof of concept. You want to get that done a lot of times before you file the utility patent or even the provisional patent application sometimes. Not always. Keep in mind what I said last week is that time is not your friend. So I'll get a lot of inventors who will do, their own duct tape and cardboard version of the prototype, and then they'll go ahead and file their provisional, keeping in mind that you can make any changes when you file the utility or even if necessary, file a new provisional. The registered patent attorney, you always use a registered patent attorney who did your provisional with a few changes. If you decide that you need to go ahead and do a new provisional, it's not going to be that much. Certainly want to be protected before you go out the door. But topic for tonight is design. And so it's not unusual that you've got one engineer who really helps you do that first functioning sexy prototype. And I've seen some beautiful prototypes to the point where people wanted to buy them, but man, those prototypes are really expensive. So it's important to keep in mind the different phases of it. Now, you go to a show with a sexy prototype, you get some interest, and now a potential licensee takes a look at it and they go, the problem here is that sexy prototype design and manufacturing design for a price point can be very different animals. And that's what we ran into with a couple of products from the National Hardware Show this year, is that licensees were really interested. The problem was the design work that had been done on the prototypes was not what is considered the manufacturing design with a price point in mind. Very different animals. You can have a sexy prototype, but when it comes to manufacturing 1 versus 10,000, a very different animal. And you as the inventor need to be aware of that. So what we're looking at now for some of those that were sexy prototypes to being able to, get teed up faster. The licensees were interested, but for them, they were looking at time because of the design work. So they gave the inventor then the option of saying, if you want to go out and hire your manufacturing design engineer who can tee this up for us, all right, that's fine. If you want to wait in our tee up line, that's fine too, but you might find yourself bumped again, whereas in 6 months, we could have this in the marketplace if you're willing to help. It is certainly easier to license a product that has already gone through that. You've gone through that level. You're already manufacturing what we refer to as a short run. And if you're in, money is an issue, Archimedes Offspring is to help you with those funding stages on the manufacturing design and the first run. So for a lot of licensees, what they're looking at is, have you done the first run? Have you done the short run, whichever you want to refer to it? We're looking usually, depending on price points, $500 to $1,500 on a short run so that we can, get that part of the design work done. We can get it teed up at the right price point, and we can prove that we can get it into the marketplace and somebody will spend money on it. So that gives you then an edge over somebody who didn't do any of that. And that's what we're really trying to convey here, is that the more work you do on teeing up your product, the easier it's going to be to license it, and the faster it is for the licensee to get it into the marketplace. So what happens if you've got, price points allow you to do 5,000 of these, and somebody comes along, license it, and you've still got 4,500 in a warehouse. They usually buy them from you because they don't want the overlap, or they'll give you a window and say, it's still going to take us 6 months. Get out there, sell them. Rarely does a licensee say, throw them in the trash. That doesn't do anybody any good. So you usually get your money back out of it, either with them buying it or with your time frame then of being able to get out there and sell it and open the doors then for the licensee to take over. We don't want any time gaps. And so keeping in mind, when a licensee takes it from just the sexy prototype stage and the manufacturing design has not been done, they're looking at it from a different point of view now. Time frame, and time, again, is not your friend in the inventing world. So, and they know this. They know that time is an issue. And that was one of the things that we talked about today with this licensee, is that, you, Mr. Inventor, we are giving, kind of allowing you to do it one of two ways. Either go and find a different licensee, or work with a design engineer that we have worked with before, so that we can get this teed up much faster. And the inventor was, they understood the issue. They really understood the issue, and I appreciated that from the inventor's point of view, because we'd heard that comment before about this product, that there's an issue with the design work. So we want to make sure that we give them every opportunity. So I will be introducing them to a design engineer who is manufactured, who's worked with this licensee, tomorrow, so that we can see if we can get this on track. And then look at AOS as being a potential funding mechanism for this stage. And so I really want to let inventors know, when, every inventor gets to a point where they tell me, it's like, I don't have any more money. I'm out of money. And it might be at the point where we're trying to do this manufacturing design work. It might be to the point where that's done and they realize they don't have the money for that first run, or they get to the point now where they can't get to a trade show. Archimedes' offspring is the funding mechanism that is based on the merits of the invention. All right, not your credit score. All right, not any other conditions that we hear about so much. It's completely on the invention and the potential we see that having in the marketplace. So please, if you are having an issue right now with funding, don't sit on it. Time is not your friend here. All right, it gives you allows someone else to get through that door and be first to market with something that you have spent a lot of time, stomach lining, and money to get teed up. So use Archimedes' offspring. You can go to archimedesoffspring.com and take a look at the details. You can contact me, Rita at Inventor Lady. I'm happy to answer your questions and point you in the right direction. But we got a lot going on, and we want to make sure that you understand as the pendulum swings, the ups and the downs and the difficult parts. And when someone tells you we've got to be able to hit this price point in manufacturing, you understand why. All right. Licensees are very much aware of price points. And so when we're taking a look at a sexy prototype and we know we've got to hit a certain price point, that's what we're trying to help you do. Understand the reality. So follow me on Inventor Lady and check out Archimedes' Offspring. If you have any questions at all about this issue or another one, let me know. I am happy to help, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. 3 o'clock, I believe tomorrow is. A little bit earlier in the day. Hope to see you then.